YTPC Padre Piper coming to you via the virtual airwaves of YouTube to say, hello YouTube pipe community. I hope you are doing well, and I hope you're finding all the blessings that the Almighty has in store for your life. You know, if you don't keep an eye open for them, you might miss them. You got to count your blessings and make your blessings count. I got to work on my posture. I'm just realizing how slouchy I am. But you know why? I think it's because this is such a comfortable chair. Oh, nice lazy boy. Some house cleaning besides being in the lazy boy. Smoking today as I'm closing out the work day and heading toward the weekend. Smoking in my Missouri meerschaum with that beautiful stem that's been added to it from Forever Stems. I've got something that I've never smoked before. It's my first time having it, and I'm enjoying having a first crack at this. It was gifted to me by Mark in Rhode Island as part of an epic Yabo package that he sent my way, and it's this here. Robert McConnell's Scottish Cake. It's a ready rubbed. It was pressed into a cake, but it's ready rubbed when it comes to you. You can apparently shove it right in the pipe as is, or I rubbed it out a little bit. I also let it dry just because I went online and some folks said that it does better in their experience when it's dried out a little bit. So I let mine. I guess I rubbed it out about an hour or so ago and just kind of let it sit out, and it seems to be doing well. It's probably already gone out since I lit it before I started talking, and that's just what happens when you do that. But Tobacco Review says this about Scottish Cake, says this ready rub flake is a great favorite for young and old. Which are you? What are you feeling? Young? Old? Don't answer that. Dark brown in its color, the seasoned pieces may directly be tampered into the pipe or even lightly rubbed. They become to a honeydew, produced from a mixture of Eastern Carolina, Kentucky, and Middle Belt that are pressed for several weeks. That's the cake, but it doesn't arrive in a cake. It comes tinned, and it's ready rubbed. And it says a very popular tobacco, very slow burning, is what the notes there say. Pardon me while I give it a charring light. Let me give it a light of its own. And is this lighter going to fail me? So happy that lighter worked for me, because you know who you are. Put me in a very difficult position. I did bring it, but it's only for standby purposes, just in case. You know who you are. Anyway, enjoying this. I'll tell you, it's supposed to be just a little hint of perique, but I'm catching the perique in there. It's got a little spice to it. And a little spice is nice. There's a lot going on. I don't know if you guys have been realizing, keeping up. A lot going on in the YTPC these days. My goodness gracious. As I'm recording this on Friday evening, the professor, Law and Smokes, getting ready to do his 1,000 sub giveaway. And I mean, this thing is it's like nothing we've ever seen before. If you haven't seen that video where he shows you what the prizes are, you need to go check that out. And there's an overseas giveaway as well as one here in North America. I mean, it's just, he is raising the bar on gauze. It's incredible. He's got Smoking Pipes and Smoking Pipes EU, Europe, backing him, which is wonderful. He is working with the Briar Report. And I'll tell you what, folks, pardon me while I take a little sip of some black coffee in my black mug from the Country Squire Tobacconist. This is not paid product placement. I love this mug, and I love the Country Squire Tobacconist. You should check them out too. And a shout out to old John David and Bo and the whole crew over there. Country Squire Radio, of course, podcast. But this giveaway, this 1,000 sub giveaway, is absolutely incredible. And again, as I was saying, Briar Report is in on this. And if you haven't been to BriarReport.com, folks, go check that out. That is a fantastic resource for pipe smokers on the net, news and aggregation of stories and such, updated regularly. There's its sister site, Stogie Report, for the cigar connoisseurs amongst us and such. Just good stuff. But anyway, I'm assuming that a little later this evening we'll get the details on what we need to do to get ourselves enlisted as candidates to potentially be receivers of the goods that the professor is offering in his giveaway. So, I mean, that's one of the things going on in the YTPC. What else is happening these days? Pipeful. Over lunch today, I got to see, he posted a video, and he asked the age-old question, is piping a hobby, or is piping a lifestyle? Or is piping a lifestyle hobby, or a hobbyist's lifestyle? I'm not sure. I think it's both, and he's a nice, got a nice, real nice talk on it. Might want to check that video out today if you haven't seen that from the Pipeful. Other stuff going on. I mean, we're already in August. Can you believe that? Today is August the 10th, as I'm today. Let me ask you this. I'm all over the place. This is probably why I should have prep notes or something. Then it wouldn't be me, would it? Today, August the 10th, in multiple Christian circles, is celebrated as the feast day of Saint Lawrence the Martyr. I know the Roman Catholics celebrated, the Anglicans celebrated. I think certain branches of Lutherans acknowledge Saint Lawrence the Martyr, as do the Eastern Orthodox. So, what an incredible guy and story. You know, let me just tell you this: for those of you who might not be Christians of any ilk, or maybe you're a Christian and you're just not part of the part of the body that marks feast days and celebrates saints and such, and we can get into a whole theological discussion about how different, Rome does it differently than Canterbury does it differently than. Look, here's the point. I'm going to bring it down to something I think all can agree on. We don't study the saints because they were perfect people. See, that's our Savior. All perfection points to Him. We study the saints because of how imperfect they were, and yet how God used their lives anyway, and how they were at some point finally obedient to what it is that God was calling them to do. But St. Lawrence the Martyr, as you can guess by his name, was martyred, and it's a fascinating story. Tradition has it that it was a 258, I believe, so mid 3rd century BC. AD. Rome is in charge, and the emperor has realized that the church has a whole bunch of money, and Lawrence was a deacon out Rome's way, and he was in charge of, I guess he was kind of like maybe the treasurer of some church property and such. And so the emperor says, hey, you got a ton of stuff. I'm the emperor, and I want it. And so Lawrence knew this was probably not going to go real well for him. And so he says, I tell you what, you give me 3 days, because, it is a lot. It's a lot of treasure. It's a lot of valuables. Give me 3 days to get it all together. Meet me back here at the church, and I'll give it to you if you still want it then. And so 3 days pass, and the emperor shows back up, and what Lawrence had done was he had gathered up all of the lame and the handicapped and the blind and the deaf and the mute and the outcast of society. And he says, this is the true treasure of the church. And boy, the emperor was not a happy camper. Now, Lawrence should have had his head taken off at that point, but no. The emperor says that that would be a little bit too nice. And so what he did was he ordered that Lawrence be, I don't know what the word for this is, he wasn't burned at the stake. He was, and I don't mean to laugh at this. I'm about to tell you a funny part to the story, if there is such a thing. He was executed by having a fire prepared for him and a grill placed on top of it, and he was placed on it above the heat, but high enough above the heat where he wasn't going to die quickly. And it was a public execution. Here's the pseudo-humorous part. Some people don't like this part of the story, and they say it's disrespectful. And you know, do we know that these words were really spoken? We don't. We do know through public record that that's the way Lawrence was executed and such, and that he lived quite a long time during the execution. But apparently, as he was laying on the grill, at some point in between his prayers and professing his faith in Christ and praying for those who persecuted him, he turned and he said, "You can turn me over now. I'm done on this side." Now, I remember as a kid, the first time I heard that story, I just thought that that was the funniest thing. But, you know, as an adult, as I've gotten a little older, you think about that. Are there any things that you would be willing to die for? Any beliefs? Any people? Anything that you'd be willing to lay down your life for? Now, it's an intellectual question, and you could say, oh, of course there are. But if the time really came, would you do it? Would you? Man, I don't know. I don't know how to answer that. And I'm very thankful that I've never been put in a position like that. I don't know how, August the 10th, right? Okay, that's how I got to that. I apologize. I went off on a little tangent there. I was supposed to be, what I wanted to talk about was all the stuff going on in the YTPC. August 10th, kids are going back to school. I just find that crazy. When I was a kid, I think I was really young. We didn't go back till like after Labor Day. And then we started going back like right in advance of Labor Day. But my goodness, I mean, didn't we just celebrate the 4th of July and kids are already back in school? I think that's crummy. They should revolt. No, maybe they shouldn't do that. No. But anyway, let's. What else is going on in the YTPC? Derek Tant is sort of promoting, organizing, lighting a fire under, no pun intended, a little gathering in Nashville in October. I think it's 20th of October. He's got a page that I'm going to put a link down in the cellar if you're interested in being able to get over to Nashville with some of the YTPC folks. That would be a lot of fun. Other things I've noticed in the Ghost Cobb put out an incredible video. He calls it the YTPC Legends, the Legends of the YTPC, and he named 5 pipers, presenters, and I am very humbled to say that I was on that list. Folks, not deserving. Thank you, Ghost Cobb, for giving me a shout out. But man, I mean, there's some folk matches. 860, obviously a true legend, right? Who else is on there? Cobbett of the Shire, Unicorn Piper, Derek Tant, the mayor, right? I mean, there's some true legends, and I could add tons before I would ever even come close to me. But I thank you. I am not a legend, and I just think I appreciate Ghost Cobb for doing that. It's he's a nice guy, and we've become fast friends. Never met in person, but just through this beautiful community of the YTPC. But that was a neat video, and the thing about a video like that is, the list could go on and on and on and on and on. But just so much happening in this fine community of ours. I hope that you're enjoying everything that's been going on with the YTPC. I am still looking to get my other channel moving. I've talked to you about this past couple of videos. Currently it's called Padre Codger. I do think I'm going to change the name of that. When I first chose that name, I had some ideas of doing all sorts of different codgery things, but I'm really excited about doing some scooter blogging, and I feel like a kid in advance of Christmas. Let me tell you why. Let me light this pipe up and just get a little flavor of Robert McConnell's Scottish Cake. Compliments of Mark in Rhode Island. See, this lighter is just failing me. And if I use the one that I borrowed from the Acolyte closet, I'm going to hear it. And you know who you are. So that's really a last resort. I also brought some matches along just in case. It is tasty though. Very, very tasty. If you've had any of the Robert McConnell blends, including this one, the original Scottish Cake, you've got some comments on it, leave me a comment down in the cellar, or maybe a video response, and let me know what your thoughts are on it. I want to try the Robert McConnell, I think it's called Red Virginia. I know it's made with Red Virginia, but I don't remember exactly what it's called. But the one that is primarily a Red Virginia blend, I'm really, really wanting to try that one. But I'm enjoying this first taste, the first time having this Scottish cake. That Perique seems to be sort of it was definitely a zestiness that was there on the front end, and it seems to be taking a little bit of a backseat now. And I'm not sure what that is. I guess that's the Virginias that are kind of coming forward now. This is an interesting blend. It is it's very I got a whiff of the room note, which is sometimes difficult to do when you're the smoker, and it was nice. It's a complex little blend. It's got some subtleties to it that are actually quite enjoyable. Pardon me while I have a sip of black coffee from my black. Okay, I'll stop. I won't do that again. You know, folks, people need to laugh. They just do. That whole thing about that little story I just told about St. Lawrence the Martyr. Like I said, when I was a kid and the nuns taught me that was funny. I'm sorry. And even to this day, it's kind of funny. It's not meant to be. It's not meant to poke fun. Again, we study the saints so that we can see in them lives that are just totally screwed up, but that get turned around, not because of how good we are, but because of how good our God is. That's the story of the studying of the saints. There was a time around here, one time we had we got a little newsletter, and it was a picture and a story. It had something to do with nothing, right? Just the story was XYZ, right? And then there was a picture associated. It was a little caption at the end of the event, and a couple of the ladies from the church were enjoying a glass of wine, and there was a humorous little quip. And I didn't write the story, so don't put this on me. But the author said, hey, Padre, before you publish it, make sure you're okay with that last little part. If not, you can take it out. I said, I think it's cute. A couple of our little ladies having some wine after this event, the picture. And I checked it out with the ladies, and they thought it was fine. They chuckled, it was cute. And, there's always a grump in the bunch who said, oh, that was just so inappropriate for church. Get over yourself. The Christians are funny critters. Or at least they can be. We got to laugh. Got to have fun. Got to have a good time. If you're sitting around looking for things to be grumpy and about and things to gripe about, I guarantee you're going to find them. If you look for stuff to be joyous about, like a beautiful cup of coffee, warms your heart, your soul, your mouth, your spirit, a nice pipe and a fine tobacco on a Friday after work, to help you get ready for the weekend, to relax, to be prepared to enjoy whatever it is that's coming your way, even if you don't know what's coming your way. That could be the excitement, that could be the fun of it all. I mean, you gotta gear yourself up for that kind of stuff. Don't go around looking to be miserable, because you'll find it. You will find reasons to be miserable. I put it over here so I wouldn't forget it, and I'm already about to finish this video and I'm forgetting it. I want to give a shout out and a thank you to Mr. Grumpy Mr. Grumpy's house sent me a gift, and I never could figure out why. I don't know if I said the magic word. I don't think I entered a contest. I don't know what it was, but this is a really nice, I got to put my pipe down to show this to you. This is a wonderful gift, particularly for somebody like me down here in the Gulf South, where we're heading into very shortly the peak of tropical season, the hurricanes and the tropical storms and such, and the potential to lose power. And he sent this beautiful flashlight with the battery charger and the rechargeable batteries that go in it. And what that happens is you plug this into your wall, you charge up these batteries, you know, and then if you lose your power, you pull the batteries out, you put them into the flashlight, and you got light. And something tells me, I haven't used this yet, this is called the Ultra Fire, and I suspect that this is going to be a bright flashlight called the Ultra Fire. That just sounds like it's going to light up the night. So to Mr. Grumpy's house, thank you for that wonderful and thoughtful gift that you sent my way. So appreciative, so appreciative. So appreciative of all of you out in the YTPC. You know where I was going, and this is my last story, I promise, and then I'll close it out. Kid at Christmas, feeling like a kid at Christmas, because I've started that new channel, and I've got one stupid little video promo that I put up. I don't know, it's a 32-second video, I think. And the kindness of the YTPC is so many of my friends from there and subscribers from this channel went over and subscribed to that channel, and I don't even have any content for you. And the last time I checked, I was like, I don't know, I was approaching 90 subscribers. I mean, it's just mind-boggling. And I'm so appreciative of that. I don't get it. I don't understand why you want to hear from me smoking a pipe, much less why you'd want to hear from me with a microphone and a helmet as I ride around on two wheels. But I'm looking forward to doing that. So that's why I feel like the kid at Christmas. Remember, Christmas time is coming, right? And you know you're going to be getting some good gifts. You've asked Santa for the, was it the Red Ryder BB gun? Remember that? Or the new bike, or a doll if, you know, that was your thing. Whatever, right? And you just can't wait for Christmas to get here. Well, that's kind of how I am, because I've put the order in for the Vespa GTS 300 Touring Edition, and it's still in Italy. It's not yet. It might have by now. Last I talked to the dealership, it hadn't come out of the assembly factory yet, and so it's got to still make its way overseas, and then it comes somewhere to North America before it makes its way, you know, over to the South, and then into New Orleans, and then to the dealer where they prep it and put it together. And I mean, it doesn't have much to put together, but it doesn't travel, and it's, you know, I guess the wheels on it or something, and there's a couple of aftermarket things that I'm having put on it and such. So I mean, I'm still at least a couple of weeks out, and I just feel like the kid at Christmas. I can't wait for it to come. So, you know, now I'm kind of obsessing over action cameras and microphones, and how to get a microphone in a helmet, or should I go ahead and get a helmet with a microphone? I don't know, but it's a lot of fun. I'm having a lot of fun figuring that part out, and I've got a chesty, is that what they call it? It holds an action camera, GoPro, you know, here. So I think that's kind of the best sort of angle for riding and recording, as opposed to the helmet mounts, or, I know, I'm rambling. I'm telling you about something I don't even have yet, but I'm excited about it. So if you've been over to the Padre Codger channel and you subscribed, I do say thank you. If you want to subscribe, I'll put a link down in the cellar in this video, and hopefully we're going to get to a point where I'll be able to make some videos on that channel and have a whole lot of fun. I'd love to show off my city to you guys who want to see it, just kind of scooting around, show you what my commute is on a good day when it's not, you know, bad weather and such, and driving into work, and or just going around the neighborhood, or maybe scooting around, showing you some places where I grew up, where I went to school, because I'm not far from the neighborhood, actually where I grew up. And I just think it'd be a lot of fun. And if that you think it's a lot of fun too, you want to see that, go ahead and give me a sub over there. I have just rambled, and I am so appreciative of all you guys. The amount of comments on the last video about rain, smoking a pipe during the rain, I was astonished at how many people said, you know, it's not just you, man. Smoking a pipe during a thunderstorm is just, it's just awesome, and it really is. It's really an enjoyable. The only thing I think better than that was a lunchtime or right after a lunch storm. The only time I think it's really better is like in the evening time. Maybe the sun is just going down or about to go down, or it's nighttime and the storm is moving in and the thunder's rumbling and the lightning is lighting up the place, and you're just relaxing on your front porch or your back patio with a pipe. That's good stuff. So anyway, there was a ton of comments on that, and I'm not the only one apparently that enjoys that. So thank you for watching that video as well, and for leaving your comments, and thank you for stopping by the channel and watching this video. If you're not a subscriber, I invite you to be. Go ahead and click the little button. If you click the little bell after you subscribe, it looks like it got parentheses around it after that. It means you'll get a notification the next time I post a video, and you'll be able to, you know, be notified to come on over to the channel and see what I'm ranting and rambling about. But it's time for the weekend, folks, so I'm getting ready to settle down, and I'm going to finish this pipe and finish this wonderful cup of coffee. And I'm hoping that whatever you got planned this weekend, that it brings you a great joy, that you're safe, that you're out there finding the blessings that the Almighty has in store for you, and that you wrestle with the question of, what would you give your life for? Would you be a martyr for someone, something, some cause? Would you? I don't know. It's an interesting point to contemplate today, for me anyway, because it's the feast of St. Lawrence the Martyr. So, and if you took anything from that story earlier about him, laugh. Just learn to laugh. You don't have to be so serious about everything in life. Listen, signing off, Padre Codger. Changing that name for that channel. Padre Piper, wishing you and yours God's peace, grace, and blessings.